all the big announcements that happened during the Video Game Awards, one of the things that may have been overshadowed was the release of the Forspoken demo. And I decided to take some time to dive into it and to see what's going on with this game. Now, if you haven't been following along, it's something that's been in development for quite a long time. And at points, it's been showing promise in terms of the visuals. The marketing push behind it has been pretty strong, and other aspects that make it intriguing. But the question is, with the releasing just this taste of the product, is it a mistake from Square Enix? Or is there cause for cautious optimism? You are sort of a fish out of water character who's been pulled into this different world. You're basically a modern world New Yorker. This character's been pulled in from modern day New York, and now she is in sort of a mystical, magical, old world sort of. You're using this combination of ranged and melee attacks, and then they're sorted into two forms. You have your attack abilities or attack magic, and then you have your support magic. And then within them, they can switch between different elements, which give you different combat styles, as well as the ability to hit different weaknesses, that sort of thing. Some of the initial thoughts: the way you cycle through spells is kind of like you hit the trigger button, and then it goes into a sort of a super slow down time, and then you use the thumbstick to rotate into the spells you want to use. There are a few different options during the demo that you get to choose to. It's just not that polished overall. I found myself sticking to the kind of the same abilities. I found they were effective whether the enemy was resistant to it or not. And ultimately, it just kind of left me feeling meh about the game. I'm very happy that Square Enix released this demo, mostly because I got the opportunity to spend some time with it and see how it felt. And after the Video Game Awards trailer that dropped with, it saying that the demo is available now at the end of it, honestly, it was kind of, exciting. It looked pretty good. But when I'm in this game, some of the things that stand out, movement is fluid-ish, but then movement is also kind of clunky. So it'll feel almost tank-like in your ability to turn the character, and maybe you can fix it with touching the sensitivities on the joystick and those types of things. But it's not as fluid as you'd like it to be, as fluid as you see it in the trailers. Also, I honestly thought for a minute that I had downloaded the wrong version of the game. I don't even think there is a PlayStation 4 version. I think there's just PlayStation 5 and maybe PC. But when I was in the game and I'm looking at the textures of the main character and just kind of walking around, it's almost like they put the detail in the wrong areas, because you'll see like gravels and rubble from destroyed buildings looks really sharp and has a lot of detail to it, but then the characters doesn't have that much detail to her, like the way her skin looks, and it just looks very last generation. That's why I thought I may have downloaded the wrong version. I ended up going back into the store just to verify I got the right one. So for on the positive side, it looks like there's a lot of speciality, like you can go into different skill trees and learn different stuff. There's a whole mess of things that aren't available during the demo. And it looks like with the different styles of attack and support, but then again, the different elements within those parts, there is some flexibility. At times the combat feels like it moves pretty well, and at other times it kind of doesn't. It almost feels like you're just, it's like a mix between locked on and not locked on, because your cursor, you'll move your camera to try and get a different view, and it sort of unlocks, and then if it comes close to an enemy, it sort of locks back in, but it doesn't fully, and you have to click the thumbstick in. It's very uneven. It feels rushed still. It feels like it's not ready. It's not done. And the thing releases in like 5 weeks. That's the part I don't understand. If we were much further away, then that would be one thing. But this game was originally supposed to come out in May of this year, 2022. And then it was pushed to October. And then I assume somebody at Square Enix was like, wait, this might be a bad idea, because what comes out in October 2022? Oh, God of War Ragnarok, one of the best games of the year. So I mean, that was smart to move it away, but the question is it ready? I mean, I don't know. I hope that this is. I was trying to look around to see if maybe it was just me, but I was trying to see if there was someone else who had better experiences with it, or there's something I was doing wrong just from how it looked. But ultimately, it was just. It just feels like the game's not ready. And it's supposed to be AAA. It's PlayStation exclusive, and I'm not playing on Nintendo Switch. I'm not playing on last gen hardware. I'm playing on a PlayStation 5, and it just doesn't feel or look quite right. Again, sometimes the environment's very detailed, like with they try to be very particular with the flowers and the foliage, and I didn't really notice pop in per se, but what I did notice was just the enemies, when I see them, are just kind of silhouette and dark and shadowy, with the exception of the random animals that attack, which I didn't get. So basically, I'm running around. I have these way markers, and I can do stuff on the map like modern day, hold you by the hand RPGs, which is totally fine. I enjoy some of those, but it just doesn't hit right. Like the movement, it's kind of clunky. The battling has some positives, but then it just felt so cookie cutter in how you would attack things, and you didn't really need to switch between resistances and magic types. Honestly, I wasn't even sure what was happening with my health bar. I was pretty sure I figured out what it was, but I didn't feel like I was really in danger at any point. Again, this might be a demo thing, like they don't want you to just go in there and die. I don't know. But it just doesn't feel quite right. For me, overall, I'll say it's an interesting idea. The character herself is, I should get her name right. I think it's Frey. What is her name? Forspoken. Oh, this Wikipedia has nothing in it. Frey. Okay. So the main character, Frey, is typical modern New York person. She's not. There's nothing really crazy about her. She does tend to use the F-bomb quite a lot, which, okay, whatever. Maybe she has a lot of road rage and traffic or something, and she's used to, I don't know, people in New York giving her a hard time. I don't know what the deal is. She uses the F-bomb a lot. The first time she said it, I was like, wait, what? And then she said it again. She said it again. And she said it again.
Get the fuck back!
Okay, whatever. We want to be edgy. We want to be modern. Sure, fine. Her attitude seems okay. It seems interesting. She seems interesting as a character. The voice actor seems like she's doing a pretty decent job. She has this sort of like,
be easy enough.
I mean, everyone's gonna say it. It's like almost like a AI, Iron Man, Paul Bettany, Jarvis
Get my ass
AI kind of support that I guess is coming from her wristband, her mystical wristband, which gives her her powers. Okay, I can accept all that, but it's just, I mean, he makes comments about what's going on, and oh, be careful, and you should do better next time, or I don't know. And she's just like, what do you want from me? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm dealing with magic and stuff. I'm thankful this came out, because after the trailer, I was like, oh, maybe I should pre-order this thing, and this is something I could try to do, when it first comes out, because that's sort of the key with reviews and stuff, right? Like, you're supposed to be right on it when it first comes out, and until you start getting stuff ahead of time, you got to try and plan these out. In fairness, I have a lot of games to play. I have a lot of games to review. I only have one review up on my channel as of recording this video, which is for Soul Hackers 2. So there's plenty for me to do. And when the demo comes out and I'm able to download it, try it out, it gives me sort of a taste. And do I really want to jump in on this day one? And to be perfectly honest with you, no, I don't. And I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people who are like me and just hold off. I mean, I'm going to wait for another reviewer who got a code for free and played it early to check it out, because there's just so much that feels unfinished. It feels rough. It feels not AAA, and this is supposed to be AAA PlayStation exclusive. I mean, if that's what you're calling yourself, if that's what you say your game is, That's what we're gonna expect. And then when the game was supposed to have been launched 7 months ago, and it still feels unfinished. I mean, that's a tough look. And I like Square Enix. I've liked a lot of their games. Occasionally they stray a bit, but this is one where I'm going to take a wait and see approach. So again, thank you Square Enix for the demo. Please keep doing stuff like that because it'll save people like you and me time. You being my viewer here, because now we can kind of get a taste of it and say, do I really want to dig into this or not? I kind of ripped through it. In fairness, I didn't play through every crevice, every little bit of it, because I was just trying to see what this game was about, see if I could, fight some cool enemies or like what was going on. The enemies were either wild animals, weird like shadow creatures, some of which had wings, or just were guys on the ground. I fought one Iron Maiden kind of thing, which had sort of a, I don't know, strange weapon on a chain, which was kind of cool. There's like one more extra challenge before you finish the game where you can go kill this giant crocodile, which was fine. But I just found that I could switch to my flame sword and get right up in his stomach and cut him to a million pieces, and that was the end of him. So, yeah. So we'll see. I recommend a wait and see approach on this. Happy the demo's there. It's not that big. It's not that long. You can kind of see what's up. But I just hope that this game is much further along than this demo was. Someone else I was kind of researching with said maybe it was a tech demo that someone kind of prepped and threw out there as a demo just to try and increase, attention and interest in the game, and try and drive some of those pre-order sales. And I hope that's the case and that the actual game is much better. But time will tell, and I will not be one of those early adopters jumping on it. So let me know what you think. If you've played the demo, throw it down in the comment there. If you haven't, but you're cautiously optimistic like I am, I mean, there are parts of the combat system that seem like they could be cool. The character seems like she could be cool. But thank you, Square Enix, for saving me some cash on my pre-order, and I will wait to see what other folks are putting out there. The demo, rough. The trailer, pretty darn cool. Music, pretty darn good. You're listening to it here with this. I don't know. I hope it's good, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna take a wait and see approach on this one. But hey, are you wait and see too? Let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in keeping up with all this content and gaming. And I'm gonna be trying to focus some things going into next year so that I can try and stay on top of things as they occur. And I'm gonna try and get kind of a roadmap together for my plan for 2023. And basically one of the things that I want to do heading into the new year is really trying to focus in on games that we should spend our time with, rather than games that just kind of take up time and take up breath. So we all know, you don't have limitless time. You can't play everything, but I'd like to try and help you kind of weed out some of the lesser games to make sure that when you invest in a game, you invest in your system, you sit down and you spend your time on it, that you're going to actually enjoy it, you're going to get something from it, and that's what I hope to bring with my channel. So with that, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe for more videos coming soon, and I will see you there.